Today, we're going to take a look at ourselves in the mirror as parents. We're going to take a look at Brandon Marshall's parenting style and whether or not people agree with it. More so, whether or not you agree with it. Let's get into it.
Walk in, chest great, we don't play. Staff talk sharp like a quiz on a Monday. Whiteboard wars, yeah, we grade all day. If you can't take that heat, stay out the hallway. Hey, this is the staff room. Say it loud, say it loud. The staff room.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the staff room, everybody. This is Dr. Matos, and we are going to have a nice discussion today about who we are as parents. Pardon the interruption, team. Currently, only 16% of those viewing my videos are subscribed to the channel. We are currently on a journey to 100 subscribers. At that time, we'll have a subscriber celebration live stream where you can interact with me, watch some funny content, and enjoy each other as a community. I'm excited to hear what you all think about the channel and how we can grow as a community. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you when we hit 100. For those of you who have been following the channel, I have been making these points very clear. I am not for gentle parenting. I am for reasonable parenting. There's too many instances within our schools and in our society where this type of parenting is showing its ugly face. Let's just be honest. We're just not doing the best job parenting our kids. So then when our kids run into expectations, whether they're in the classroom or they're on the street in the real world, they don't know how to handle them. And we as parents realize really quickly that we can't jump in and save them. But my question to you, and for those of you who've been in my comments, I appreciate you, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say. My question to you is, how do you feel about this parenting style? Are you for it, or do you think he went too far? However you choose, I want you to get ready for the conversation that follows, because you may not be prepared for other people's responses. Let's check it out.
It's no different than when we were in LA, Santa Monica, running at midnight on the pier. We wanted to do that. We love to do that. And then there's correction. Then there's discipline. You're walking, run. Discipline, correction is good. Even 2 a.m, we run. I don't got to put my hands on you. But I'm training you up to.
All right, so we got Brandon Marshall, I guess his son has gotten into some trouble. I don't know what kind of trouble he's gotten into, but he decides, you're going to learn a lesson today. So 2 a.m, he has his son out running. Now, Brandon Marshall is a ex-athlete. I would assume that his son wants to be like him in some manner. So he also wants to be an athlete. So these are some of the types of things that you will see in, athletic training. What do you think about this? Because I have a strong opinion about this type of relationship between father and son. And that opinion is that it's necessary. I think that Brandon Marshall understands that his son, who's a young man, is going to be faced with much adversity in his life. And it's going to get difficult, and emotionality is going to play a part. And he's going to have to be tamed in the sense where he has to make the proper decisions within that moment. And if you're not fluent in that kind of pressure, then you're going to struggle, especially as a man, because we have expectations. Do you all think he went too far? Because I don't. He made it very clear that he does not have to put his hands on him. And a person like me, I'm not against spanking your kids. I got spanked when I was younger. I think that if more kids were disciplined properly, we wouldn't have to discipline them as adults. Or we don't have to discipline them in the schools, because we understand how you protect them. But let's continue, because I want to make a very clear point between the two settings, home and school.
To be a warrior, I'm training you to be a leader, to serve, to have discipline, to be better than me. Run. Let's go. If you don't start running, we're going to go 3 miles.
He's not even trying right now. He's just angry.
Start running, because you don't know when I'm
it's just that attitude that boys do. Now he's gonna pick it up.
You don't want to listen,
because he realizes there's gonna be a consequence behind this, and it took this for him to realize that there was a consequence.
3 miles per hour. You should be going at 8 or 9 miles per hour right now. Go. If this truck don't get to 9 miles per hour, I promise you, we're going all the way to the gas station, which is 3 miles. Down and back is 3 miles. I'm at 4 miles. I'm at 5. I'm at 6. There we go. Now we moving. Run. Discipline. That's how you gonna learn it. Come on.
Now, let's have this conversation because I think that I don't think that parents are ready to have it, because I speak to them regularly, being in the position that I am in the educational system, and I speak to them as a leader, as somebody who has to enforce expectation and enforce rules. If you're going to find an answer to the question, you don't ever just look at the possibilities of resolving that question. You don't just look at that question. If you're going to find the answer to anything in life, you have to research it. In this case, look at other things and identify the patterns that apply to your question. The point being is that when we look at this parenting style, we as a society take two stances, and they're very clear. First stance is, great, I like this. Those people tend to be a lot louder. I love this. This is the way it should be. This is exactly, he's teaching them responsibility. He's teaching them discipline. Yeah, that's great. And then we have the other parents or the other people who are more quiet in this case. And they're like, no, this is too far. He's embarrassing him, and woe is the child. The point that I'm making is the vast majority of people who have covered this situation on social media and who have responded in the comments, because I've been looking, are for this parenting style. But if it came to having expectation in a school setting and somebody else stepping in and saying, you need to do better, I need you to I'm going to teach you discipline. If it was somebody else, it would be a problem. Now, I get that he's a father, but here's what I don't understand. How can those of you who have not disciplined your child enough to be independent be upset when somebody else does it for you? I've seen this type of thing get carried on all throughout kids' childhoods into their early adulthood, because I'm not really old enough to see them as adults yet, but I do see them into early adulthood. They see this type of thing and parents get upset and they don't like it. And then you go to those parents' house or you hang out with those parents and their kids are terrible. They're horrible. They're jumping around. They're talking back. They're influencing your kid, and your kid's looking at you like, is this real? Yeah, it's real. Because you don't believe in disciplining your kid. You believe in having a conversation with them. Let me just be clear. Whenever you're dealing with a child, it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, man or a father or a mother. The discipline comes first. The structure must come first, and the structure must be firm, and the structure must be generalized to their outside environments. You have to stand fast in that discipline. Once that the expectation is not met or the boundary is crossed, the discipline must be maintained in the household. After, then you can have the conversation. This is not breaking them down. This is giving them something to look to. This is giving them motivation to think about the decisions that they make. It's showing them that choices equal consequences, whether they're good or bad. I don't have any problem with this. In fact, as somebody who has been an athlete and who's hopes that his son's going to be an athlete, this is stuff that we're going to do on a regular basis. If you expect your child to play sports in our country, but you do not like people yelling and pushing your child over to the next level, you are not in the right mindset for your child to be successful. If you just want him to go and learn, a skill or be social, that's fine. But this comes with that. Why would we not expect it to also come with school relationships? Because I guarantee you, the ones that are saying that they like this approach, which I think it's fine. This is the discipline that we need. I don't know. I got another video I'm going to bring up about this, because I want people to also see the difference between what happens when you don't raise your kid or give your kid structure, and what those consequences are. Hopefully you tune in for that one. That one's coming up soon. Let me know in the comments. It's It's going to be a good one, I think. Staff room.
Walk in, chest great, we don't play. Staff